The opening days of the Iconian War have not gone well for Starfleet, the KDF or the Republic. We thought we'd prepared enough, made enough advances from the tech we'd found, but our tactics were obsolete against this kind of foe.
Captain Tom Paris has requested your ship for a joint mission with his task force. I won't lie to you. We're not making much headway against the Iconians so far. You and your crew have proven to be capable of fighting them. Delta Flight is one of the only other teams to do so. Together, perhaps you can start to turn the tide. Report to the Cal Bryden system. Captain Paris and his team are waiting for you there.
The Tales of War #1 short story covers some events that lead up to this episode, where Captain Tom Paris, realising the shortcomings of Starfleet's thinking, proposes the formation of a new squad, less encumbered by the rigours of Starfleet doctrine. A squadron of washouts with skills, basically a squad of younger Tom Parises. The idea was granted by Admiral Quinn when Paris pointed out the low investments needed from the contributing forces and the potential higher reward. It is a gamble, to be sure, but we need to innovate new engagements in order to win, and recent strikes from this Delta squad have seen some success. Tom Paris, after returning from the Delta Quadrant in late 2378, seems to have settled on Earth and eventually risen to hold the position of Overseer of Earth Space Dock at one time, working with Admiral Quinn when he was still a captain. Paris even made the rank of Admiral. However, he took a voluntary demotion to return to the field, and Jorrell Quinn took his place as commander of the ESD, before rising even higher to Starfleet's Commander-in-Chief. Suffice to say, Tom Paris has grown much in the past 32 years since we last saw him. The Cal Bryden system where we are meeting him and Delta Squad was an inhabited multi-species colony world of 227,000. The Republic and Starfleet forces arrived in system and managed to evacuate most of them as the Iconians arrived in force, but 3,000 are still missing. Long-range scans have since revealed that the Iconians have broken up the planets for some reason. This is partly why we are here. Why would you destroy a mostly unoccupied planet?
You are cleared for transport, at your convenience.
Roger that, let's go meet Captain Proton. The USS Armiger will adopt a patrol while we're aboard the USS Bern. This is the biggest ship of the Delta Flight Squadron and currently under the temporary command of Lieutenant Commander Miral Paris, the 32-year-old daughter of Tom and B'Elanna. It's a Geneva class, similar to the Anglia, which means it's a bruiser of a vessel but not as agile as the others in this wing.
Welcome to the USS Bern. Normally I'm the security chief and second officer on the USS Kirk, but she took heavy damage during the battle in the Lena system. Until she gets out of dry dock, I and many of the crew accepted temporary postings to other ships. I wasn't expecting to get a request to join my father's task force, but Delta Flight is doing some good. I want to help.
So, your father's your boss, huh? Bet that's awkward.
It's not that unusual. My grandfather was an admiral, and my mom, and most of the people I consider my extended family are either in Starfleet or are like Seven, who might as well be. Truthfully, I think Dad's finding this more difficult than I am.
Well, I look forward to working with you and the team.
I'm looking forward to it too. I don't know what crazy scheme my father's cooked up this time, but the more off the wall his ideas are, the more they seem to work. With you on the team, I'm sure we'll complete this mission. But let me know if you need me to translate. Dad has this habit of talking in phrases that went out of style 400 years ago.
Ha, lol, so cringe. That sounds wackio. Where the flipsy whippet is that crazy SOB? Wow, okay. I think we'll get along just fine. So, as this is a meeting between the squadron captains, it would be a good idea to get to know who our wingman will be. We'll start with this Bajoran woman, Ensign Kana.
I'm Kana Jinnis, the team scout. No one's better than I am at finding trouble, and believe me, I've found plenty. I borrowed my first shuttle off a landing pad when I was 10. I didn't think I'd ever have a chance to join Starfleet, but luckily, people like Captain Paris can see the person behind the incident reports. Now I have a chance to make a difference.
Well, I'm glad to meet you.
It's good to get a chance to know everyone on the team before the action starts. It's bad enough fighting the Heralds. We don't need any interpersonal conflicts muddying the waters. You can count on me, sir, and I know I can count on you.
A nice touch, she's not wearing an officer's pip, so she appears to be a non-com with a field rank of ensign. This lends support to her statement that it was Captain Paris that found her and enlisted her, giving her a place here. Next up, we have a Romulan and a Talaxian in conversation. Let's introduce ourselves here.
Jolan True, do you understand ancient Earth humor? Paris, the older one, keeps asking me if I am 2 weeks from retirement. Is that supposed to be humorous?
I take it you're the grizzled veteran then. Honestly, I have no idea. Hedine de Mora is a smuggler captain of the Alcala.
I thought so. Look, when things get messy out there, and they will, stick with the team and keep your head down. If we work together, we might just get out of this in one piece. Most of us, anyway.
Can I call you Clint? Now for the Talaxian, Mr. Ferrix. You're a long way from the Delta Quadrant.
Hello there. I'm Ferrix, and I'm a... Well, I don't have a specialization like most of the others, but Captain Paris calls me the cook. I don't know why. I could burn water, but it seems to amuse him for some reason. I'm a trader and blockade runner. Any place where there's conflict, there's usually a few good deals to be made. I wasn't too sure about leaving the Delta Quadrant, knowing the territory is a good part of staying alive, you know. But Tom convinced me. And except for all the Heralds trying to kill us, it's not too bad so far.
Good to meet you, Ferrix. Hopefully we can keep the gateway to the Delta Quadrant out of Iconian hands long enough to get you home again when this is all over.
You know, one of the things I've enjoyed the most about coming here is the opportunity to get to know people from other cultures. Klingons, Romulans, humans, Andorians, Betazoids. So many different and intriguing species. Say, after this mission, how about we grab a drink? And I can tell you about the third time I left Benth in custody and then broke through a fourth defense line to recover the lost chalice of Zilma.
I know approximately 3 of those words, and by the time we're done drinking, I want to know none of them. This fella is Specialist Andrew Weston. He has a bit more dialogue to explore.
Andrew Weston, all-around genius. Don't let the lack of pips on my collar fool you. I'm just as good as anyone from Starfleet. Better even, because I don't let the rules get in my way. I spent some time at the Academy, but I left when I realized Starfleet wasn't for me. Miral stayed. Always wondered if things would have been different for us if she'd had the courage to walk away when I did.
You walked away, did you? Because your service record says you were booted out.
Sure. Kirk reprograms the Kobayashi Maru, and he's a legend. I take a creative approach to alter my grade on the astrometrics final, and I get tossed out on my ear. Starfleet needs to loosen up a bit, if you ask me. And that time I spent in New Zealand? Yeah, I did everything they accused me of, and then I did my time. Like I said, I don't like rules.
Yeah, thing is, Kirk did, a lot of other stuff too. And you knew Miral Paris at the Academy.
Miral and I had a good thing for a while, but I don't know if it would have worked. If you think her dad's trouble, you should meet her mother. That is a scary, scary woman. Anyway, my main focus is computers, specifically encryption algorithms. I've been studying the Iconian tech, and I think I've made some inroads into the fractals they're using for... You know what? The details don't matter. When it comes to taking out Iconian security protocols, I'm the man for the job.
Oh, okay, so you do have views. Wait. Miral is surrounded by her dad and her ex. Oh boy. You know, looking at your record, I'm surprised to find you volunteered for this mission.
Just because I'm not as stiff doesn't mean I don't want to help win the war. My main focus is computers, specifically encryption algorithms. I've been studying the Iconian tech, and I think I've made some inroads into the fractals they're using for...
The details don't matter, I know you said this already. Just be aware there's a chain of command for a reason. You just focus on your specialty, right? And let's have a chat with the Klingon fellow over here.
Warrior, join with us and stab at the heart of the Iconians. We will either be victorious, or we race towards Stovercore. Today is a good day.
Hey, you didn't say to die. A Klingon that actually wants to live. Kapla!
I am the team's weapons expert. Most weapons on ships are too puny. I make them strong. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you loaded 5 quantum torpedoes into one casing? You have to reinforce the tubes, but the result is most satisfying.
Well, I mean, safety regulations do exist for a reason, but I like your style. You should meet my first officer. You'd get along famously. Actually, you'd probably blow up half the ship, so best not. After we've spoken to everyone, we see the captain beckoning us over.
Thanks for coming. Nice to see you again, especially after what happened at New Romulus and Lanus. As you well know, the war is not going too well. Delta Flight is one of the ways we're trying to change that. We're a cross-faction team picked for our abilities, not our politics. Now the Alliance needs us to handle an important mission. I hate putting your crew at risk too, but we're gonna need you on this one.
I've met them. They're a motley bunch. Certainly a team. Alright, so what do you need?
Oh, not much. We're just gonna slip into a heavily guarded system that the Iconians already control, avoid detection and probable destruction, steal a Solanae device that could give them a beachhead in our dimension, and escape with our lives. Sound like fun?
You had me at pancakes. Did you say pancakes? I want pancakes. But seriously though, this does sound like a high-risk operation. What's the plan?
So this used to be Calbryden 3. Intelligence believes that the Iconians destroyed the planet to gather materials for a subspace disruption device. We think they intend to use this device to open a door for their Solanae forces to enter our space.
A whole new fleet for the Iconians? We can't let that happen.
Exactly. But the planetary debris has created an asteroid field, and the mineral content of those asteroids will shield us from the Iconian sensor arrays. I've plotted a course for us, but we'll still need to watch for the Herald patrols. The station with the device is in the center of the debris. Weston will override their computers while we run interference. Once the station's shields are down, we'll eliminate it and the device with extreme prejudice.
Is that another reference from that ancient program about impossible missions you like to watch?
Something like that. The Alliance doesn't have a fleet to send against this station. We're it. If we can't do it, no one can.
So, no pressure.
I hope you're all ready to do the best flying you've ever done, because that's what we're gonna need to complete this mission. Let's head them up and move them out. Dismissed.
So we're going to need to fly at full impulse through a fresh debris field, following a strict flight path to evade detection from Iconian ships all around the system. Yeah, this sounds like something that Starfleet would normally classify as too much of a risk.
The rubble in our way used to be the planet known as Calbryden 3, uninhabited luckily, but they had high amounts of topoline, uridium, and boronite. When the boronite and uridium are combined and exposed to an electrical charge, they create spatially inverted tetrions, lots of spatially inverted tetrions. That's why the Heralds are here, to create a pocket of our space where the Solanae can survive. From there, they'll expand, and what's good for the Solanae is fairly terrible for us.
Right, keep the Solanae in their own realm so they cannot contribute to the war. So we have the USS Mercury with us again, with Captain Paris in command, the Bern bringing the muscle, the Romulan Ocala, the Klingon IKS Qatar, and Westin on the USS Campbell, as well as the USS Pratchett and Bahala, which is an Ajax class. A lot of fast ships, in fact some of the fastest in Starfleet. and the Armiger is more manoeuvrable than your standard cruiser, but by comparison it is still sluggish.
The Heralds have set up a security beacon at the entrance to this system. We'll need to disable it before we can attempt to slip through this asteroid field.
So we have the first security buoy to disable. This would be Specialist Weston's job, but after this we're going to be dealing with live ships. Swinging the fleet into action, we close on the starting line.
Okay, Weston. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to take down this security grid. We only have a limited amount of time before a patrol comes by and finds us.
Okay, Weston, our teams are standing by to assist. Call it.
I need help inputting the proper subspace frequencies as I use my deflector dish to cycle through the possibilities. You'll need to match the alpha, beta, and gamma bands. With my subroutine scrambler, that should be enough to break through their security.
What follows is a simple reaction time minigame where you have to enter the correct number as it flashes green 3 times.
We've done it! Hurry! The security perimeter won't stay down for long!
Okay, here's the good news. The topoline and the planetary debris will hide us from the Herald sensors. Now keep the larger deposits between your ship and the Iconian station. If you stray too far off the path, they'll find us. So keep moving and stay in formation. If you encounter any patrols, take them out as quickly as you can. We need to get in position before the Heralds know we're here.
If you stray from the course or are too slow, Herald ships will spawn in to attack you and can cause further delays.
How would you rate your piloting abilities?
You can pick the difficulty of the course, and I don't want to brag, but if Paris is the best pilot in the fleets, then he's going to have to watch his back for Hale. Or Hale's helmsman.
Bringing up your navigational HUD. Now, try to stick to the path I've outlined.
Alright, this is going to take a lot of travelling at full speed through narrow openings and slamming on the brakes to turn in time.
The mineral content of the asteroids will shield us from the Herald sensors. Try to stay in formation with the rest of the squadron.
We have 10 seconds between the checkpoints. Any slower and the Iconian ships will pick us up. We have a very tight turn ahead.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires.
So we temporarily increase manoeuvrability.
I'm not sure what that means. Some kind of an alpha quadrant thing?
Kinda. I'll explain it later, Ferrix.
Fire your proton packs, kids. The next turn is a tight one.
Why do I feel like Paris has taken the helm of the Mercury himself?
Easy enough for a talented, handsome pilot like myself.
Oh no, we're going too far out, Turn! Come on! Turn! Yes. Just.
Everyone's mom tells them they're handsome, Ferric.
Friendly fire! Ow, I'm wounded.
Fewer asteroids through here. More chances of being spotted.
Race you!
Sensors show that this asteroid is mostly hollow. If we blow through where the rock is thinnest, we can slip through without being detected. Fire in the hole!
Wow, that was a very stealthy explosion. I had to splice in some footage there from an earlier run as I did this multiple times to get it right. And I did. But I clipped the dialogue.
This reminds me of flying through Earth's space dock. They don't like it when you do that at full impulse.
Yeah. Wait. Who let Ferrix fly inside ESD? Weston?
No comment.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy night.
Bumpy nut, that doesn't sound quite right to me.
Ha! I've flown through worse in the Badlands.
The next slalom of rocks requires the activation of some emergency maneuvers.
Whoa, Miral. Watch the paint job there, Tiger.
Don't be a rear seat pilot!
I think you mean backseat driver.
But we're flying, sir.
I mean, I'm flying. You guys are, following.
Herald patrol up ahead. Take them out before they can warn the others.
With our approach completely masked, we make the final turn and pull into range of a hopefully very surprised looking couple of Herald scouts. Now, excuse me while I jump to early footage of a cooler fight. Fortunately, within seconds we managed to take out both Herald vessels and their comms were silenced. With all the interference, we remain undetected. However, it wasn't without issue.
We need backup over here. Get a team and get over to Miral's ship.
The USS Bern was hit in the combat and it has taken on Herald boarding parties, so we need to sort this quickly or jeopardize the mission.
My team and the Bern's crew have cleared most of the boarding parties, but there are still Heralds trying to get to the bridge and more pinning me down near the armory. Head toward me. If we can team up, we can make a push towards the bridge.
On it, Captain Paris. The longer the USS Bern remains idle, the greater our chances of being detected. I guess we're in a sense a blind spot, hence the presence of the two guarding vessels, but I guess sooner or later their absence will be noted. We move through the halls of the Bern, the sounds of phaser and energy fire echoing down the corridors. Emergency force fields are in place, dividing the Herald constructs. They must have gated in. The armory ahead is swarmed by enemy forces, so we drive them out. There's nothing we can do for the crew here, so we unlock the armory to find Captain Paris and his away team.
Fell back here to grab some phaser rifles and got bottled up by those Heralds. Thanks for the help.
That's fine. Situation report, Captain.
The bridge crew has sealed off the bridge and locked the ship's computers down, but the Heralds aren't giving up. All of the remaining boarding parties are moving toward the bridge. If we don't get there before the Heralds break through, they'll slaughter everyone there and set the ship to self-destruct.
There's wounded in here. What about them?
My away team's medic is already helping the Bern's crew. Since your team is here, my people can take the wounded to a transporter and get them to safety.
Alright, we'll have to heal on the go. What's your plan?
Now that you and your team are here, we can clear out the remaining Heralds, get to a turbo lift, and head to the bridge. Lock and load, everybody. It's time to save the day.
Lock and load? That doesn't quite work for a phaser, but I suppose switch them on and check your batteries doesn't have the same ring to it. We'll workshop it later. We progress through the Bern's halls and encounter a force field which is keeping out some constructs. We have to drop it to proceed and take out the enemy forces on our way to the bridge. We fight through to a makeshift barricade erected by some of the ship's crew and then push on.
Miral!
Finally, we make it to the bridge.
Welcome to the party. We could use a little help.
This must be the leader of the boarding party, a defiler, one of the Heralds proper, not a construct, but a servitor race of the Iconians. We've fought these before on New Romulus, but the close proximity of a ship's interior plays to its strengths, where its large energy hammer can deal significant damage. Fortunately, with the combined fire of the two crews, we managed to take them down pretty quickly.
I think that's the last of them. What's our status?
All the other ships are fine, it was just the USS Bern that was boarded.
Your ship is damaged and you have crew in sickbay, Miral. I don't want any unnecessary casualties. I have great respect for your abilities, but if this is some sort of Klingon, glory-seeking, never give up, today is a good day to die kind of thing...
I'm gonna be quiet.
Everyone on this ship knew the risks when we started this mission, including me. The boarding parties are gone and we need to keep moving. We have to get to the station and finish our mission before we run into any more Herald patrols.
I think the Bern can still fly, we just had to deal with the boarders before we went anywhere.
As much as I hate to say it, you're right. If we live through this, your mom is going to be so proud, but she's going to think I was an idiot for trying to hold you back. That's if we live. What do we need to do to get your ship back up and running?
I'm still here, guys. I'd like to help too, you know.
I know a few of Andrew's tricks. Use one of his encrypted override codes to lock the Heralds out of our computers so they couldn't take control of the ship. I could use some extra hands to get these systems restored.
Oh, okay, so nothing's really been compromised. We just need to unlock it and go.
Good job on the computers, Miral, but Andrew? Did he teach you anything else that got him sent to a penal colony?
Paris, be a dad later. We need to get the Bern back up and running. Okay, these guys are really going to need to find some way to work together or request a transfer. God, I haven't seen this much drama on a starship since 2258. Well, it looks like she was right. It just takes seconds to restore the ship's systems.
That does it. Let's both get back to our ships and finish this.
Agreed, Miral Paris. The bridge is yours.
The Heralds are gonna notice one of their patrols is missing. Let's move.
With that distraction all ironed out, we resume our mission to the heart of the system.
Time to pick up the pace, people!
I got some scans of those ships. Should give me an advantage when we get to the station.
We're coming up on the center of their operations.
We pass through the hollow of a final asteroid and are confronted with the center of the Iconians' operation.
Detecting Solanae energy signatures ahead. Solanae, ugh. They give me the creeps.
Wow, I've never seen any.
Target the ships defending the station.
A strange collector sits in the middle, siphoning up the surrounding topaline, iridium and boronite to convert it into a medium that will render this area habitable to the Solanae. This would then be their anchor into our realm. We have them by surprise. Two of the Herald ships quickly fall under our sneak attack. Clearly they didn't expect a small fleet of ships to rock up on their doorstep with no warning. Yeah! Not nice, is it, you Iconian bastards?
Weston, you're up. We'll keep them busy.
On it.
Iconian energy signature detected.
Evasive maneuvers. Pattern, Paris Delta 2.
Andrew!
We need to abort. We can't do this without Weston.
I can do it. Andrew gave me a backup copy of his algorithms in case something happened.
We're falling back.
Dad, I know you mean well, but I have to do this. You know what will happen if the Solanae can break through. We'll lose everything.
Okay, Miral. You can be almost as stubborn as your mother, but I know when I'm beat. All right, people, you heard her. We're going in hot. Cover Miral's ship so she can finish this.
We are Delta Flight, and we will not be stopped.
The large Iconian Iodon Dreadnought stands in our way now, a formidable ship akin to the one that destroyed the Preserver Archive on the Nest 3. Taking it out would be a benefit, however it's not our primary target. That converter station is. Each of its nodes are protected by a shield, but these periodically fall, and when they do we can fire directly into the collection points and into the Iconian station itself. However, I think the station's shielding is tied into the health of that Dreadnought. Oh god, move, 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 that's a sun. We have to damage the Dreadnought in order to await an opening on the station.
The station shields are down. It can be damaged. We're getting there. Attack the Dreadnought. Nodes left on the station. Take them out now. Last node. Destroy it, and we can take out the Dreadnought and finish this. Shields are offline. Destroy the Dreadnought.
With all 4 nodes destroyed, the station is vulnerable and we have made sufficient damage to the Dreadnought to bring it to its knees. So while we're here, we might as well finish the job. Together, the Delta Flight Squadron tackle the hulking vessel. What's that saying? Death by 1,000 cuts?
Something, and it's not just to bring their shields up. I think they're activating the station. They're trying to bring the Solanae through. Give me just... Got it! Core shields down. Hit him now!
Detecting a power surge!
I have their main computer. They're still trying to start the conversion process, but their shields are completely down.
Okay, let's blow up this thing and head home. We're being pulled in. Evasive maneuvers. Yee-haw!
I found something interesting in the computer system before the station blew. It's coordinates for another sphere, and this one looks to be very strategically important. It might even be a secondary hub for the Iconian gateway network. I grabbed everything on it I can find. I'll transmit the files to Captain Cogran at Alliance Command. Maybe he can get a team together to investigate.
Good work, Commander. Hopefully this will prove useful.
The station is destroyed, and we've completed our mission. But not without paying a price. Weston was a talented engineer and a damn fine pilot. He may not have wanted to be in Starfleet, but there was a time I didn't think I was Starfleet material either. Sometimes rebels make the best officers. We know our duty. We just have our own way of getting it done.
Sometimes you have to break the rules to uphold the law, that kind of thing?
Exactly. It's been a pleasure flying with you. Maybe we can do it again sometime before this thing ends. Consider yourself an honorary member of Delta Flight.
I'm sure we'll cross paths again. It was certainly an experience flying alongside Delta Flight, but we still need to report in to command. This mission had an unexpected benefit too, that data cache. Good. We need a proper win.
Losing Weston is regrettable, but we needed a victory today. Thanks to you, we have won. Defeating a Herald dreadnought is a significant achievement. Destroying their station and keeping the Solanae locked in subspace is even more valuable. The number of ships and soldiers we have is finite. We cannot allow the Iconians to have a numerical advantage, as well as a technological one. I will examine the files Lieutenant Commander Paris managed to recover from the Herald computers. Perhaps a strike on this space she found will be our next move.
So that mission was downright a success. It was a reckless idea too, but that is exactly the kind of thinking Delta Flight was formed to undertake. Their whole operational parameter is to find missions with high risk as a bunch of skilled yet unruly crews from all over. That entire mission was based on skill and luck, variables you want to minimise or at least account for, and on paper that kind of flying seems against all odds, but some captains apparently don't care about the odds. So, thank you for watching this episode of the Star Trek Online story series. I did this mission several times to ace that flight section, and I really don't recommend it in a ship like the current Armiger. And just as you can see, enemy Iconian vessels do indeed spawn the minute you veer from the track or fail to make a checkpoint. A small escort like the Mercury or a Defiant would be best, but at least I have the achievement to say that I did it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you back next time as we team up with a Klingon raiding team to serve in the name of the Emperor. Until then, I've been Rick. Goodbye.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires.